We're singing. We're singing. Dun, 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 dun. Time to talk. Beauty and the bitch.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about Grace and Frankie.
Okay.
And, like, it was that new season or whatever.
Season 4? Or 4? 5 or 4?
Jesus, God. Now. Like, we don't even know how many seasons there's been.
I know. Well, you know what? I don't get paid for this shit.
That's fair. We don't get paid for this shit.
No, but we should know, though.
But, like, okay, we don't even know what season number it is. And also, like, what even happened on this season? Like, I really like Grace and Frankie, but, like, is it just me or was it not memorable?
It was season 5, the most recent season, and I agree with you. It was not. Could we even? I don't even know if I can do a recap of it. To be honest with you,
like, I feel like I remember some of the highlights, but like, how did it even start? Like, what happened?
Well, they break out of that. They break out of that facility, that senior.
Okay, so at
facility.
The end of the last season,
their kids put them away. Well. Their kids kind of put them away into a senior facility.
And then they were like, ooh, we're going to run away from this because they realized, like, it was a bad thing. But they had already sold their house.
Exactly.
Their kids sold the house.
Which, to be fair, didn't they tell the kids to do that? Weren't they, like, all in and then they were all out?
Yes, they did.
Pretty much.
They did. That's a fact. But also, like, why would you sell that house?
I know.
I mean, money. But, like, wouldn't you want to have a beach house?
Exactly.
Like,
and also, we all know that real estate and houses just go up and up in value. Yes. So, like, just keep it for a little bit longer.
Oh, that's crazy.
It was insane. But,
yeah. So they came
they may have
back.
been trying to make money to pay for that that senior facility, which
looked
looked fancy.
Yeah, that's true. But anyways, so then they were like sort of homeless, but
and they came back.
Frankie was like, "Let me introduce you to squatting."
Exactly.
Yeah, which is so Frankie.
Yes, and which can you imagine 2 80-year-old women like sleeping on a bookshelf? I can't. I don't think that would actually work. Like they made a big deal about it in the first episode. Oh, by the way, welcome back to another episode of Beauty and the Bitch. I am the beauty, Mick Parker. Let there be no disagreement.
And I am also the beauty, Morgan. How are you doing? Undisputed. Good. There are no bitches in here. We're both just perfectly pleasant, attractive people.
Just 2 gorgeous, Athenian, all-American beauties. Which seem like 2 different kinds of beauty, but we blend them with our wisdom.
That's right.
Anyway. So no bitches here. Except for RuPaul, who comes in a little bit later.
That's right.
RuPaul's a bitch.
Ru was like, we're not going to let you be squatting in here. We don't care how old you are.
There are some real good, like, oh my God, I forget which episode. Okay, so RuPaul is the agent of this unknown famous person who bought the beach house. So he's trying to kick them out. And then at some point, the second time he sees them, he's like, they ask him what's happening or something. He's like, well, obviously my plan of a trail of Werther's Original leading into the sea didn't work, so now I'm here dealing with you or something. And I was like, girl, that's so fucking funny. Yeah. He had some real good one-liners. Okay, so but then eventually his... I
really like Werther's Original.
Yeah, I do too. They're really good. And Frankie, I think at that point says we have our own Werther's Originals, so we don't need your fucking trail leading to the sea. But no, then we meet who he's the agent for. We meet his client. And it is motherfucking Nicole Richie.
That is baffling to me. I recognized her 0%.
You didn't?
No,
she looks different.
I have no idea who she is.
She definitely looks different. I mean, when's the last time you saw her on screen, though?
I mean, like, I haven't watched anything, but I've seen her face because she's, like, done stuff, right? So I've seen her, like, on a Netflix clip or something. Sure. Like, I don't watch her bullshit, but, like, I feel like I've seen her doing bullshit, but, like, I didn't recognize her at all in this role. Like, I never would have guessed that.
I am looking up her IMDb right now because I don't know why. I haven't seen her in anything either. I mean, literally the last thing I saw her in...
The Simple Life?
Yeah!
Is that what that show was called?
Uh-huh.
That show gave Arkansas a bad rap, and we do not appreciate it.
I don't know. They met that guy with good teeth named Chomps. Do you remember that?
Girl, no.
Yeah, they sure do. And Paris Hilton flirts with him. And I was kind of happy because I was like, you know what? The stereotype is that we have bad teeth, and this beautiful young man with gorgeous teeth.
Let it be known. Mick and I both have great teeth.
We do have great teeth.
Arkansas born and bred.
Yeah.
We're doing
I mean,
okay.
Years of smoking methamphetamine has messed with our teeth a bit.
Oh, but I mean, that's not the fault of Arkansas.
No, that has
our
all to
own
do with the
fault.
meth. Yeah. We got. Okay, she was evidently. She's been in a lot of shit. Karina G's her name in Grace and Frankie, but she was in Camping, Great News, 8 Simple Rules, Kids in America.
Great News is the one that I've seen like trailers and stuff for.
Oh, these are all old though. Yeah, Great News came out 2018.
Yeah, I think it's like on Netflix now, and maybe Tina Fey's in it. I don't know. There's some reason that I've like seen trailers for it.
Yeah, she hasn't. A lot of the stuff I just read off was from like 2005, except for Great News.
She's been chilling, I guess, living her life.
Camping came out in 18. Great News. Empire. She was in Empire in 2015. I wonder if she knows Jussie Smollett.
Yeah, they're probably married.
Oh my god, I thought he was gay. Everything's a lie. Jeez Louise.
Don't feel safe.
We haven't even talked about that on this podcast. Well, why would we? As I can do with what we talked about. But it's kind of an interesting moment. Now.
A very interesting moment.
Yeah, when this comes out, it's probably all going to be resolved because this is like we're recording this a couple months early, but shit's going on with Jussie Smollett, and right now the Chicago police are suing him. They're not pursuing charges on the original "I got beat up, it's all fake, whatever happened" story, but they're suing him for the time. And then I heard that he's suing them too, or some. There's all kinds of lawsuits.
That's crazy. Happening. Yeah, it's such a weird and unfortunate situation, and like, God, it's so bizarre, and like, and like he was doing just fine. He didn't need to create or be a part of this drama.
No,
girl.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Well, I think he's as likely to be on Empire again as Nicole Richie is.
Girl,
as far as that goes.
Yeah,
they're both
done.
finished, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So Nicole Richie is Karina G, and she's bought the house. And Grace and Frankie, but mostly Frankie, finally convince her that she doesn't want to be there. She wants to be in Albuquerque or someplace, New Mexico. Yeah, snakes, snakes going down the street.
I remember that now.
Something ridiculous. Oh, and there are baby pigs. She has pigs.
Oh, yeah.
Pigs are important.
Yes,
very cute.
Yes, I remember.
You know, I read at one point there's a pig like nuzzling in Jane Fonda's butt. It's when they're laying down before they put the pigs to bed. I don't know. It doesn't matter. And I saw an interview with her where she was like, yeah, you know, that was not planned. That pig went like right up my ass.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
You can't plan shit with baby pigs.
And I think a lot of people are probably snuffling Jane Fonda's ass if given half a chance. I mean, don't you think?
Her 81-year-old ass.
Girl,
chicks.
That's a tight 81-year-old ass, though.
It's crazy. It's crazy that they're that old.
They both look so amazing.
They do.
And I saw Jane Fonda on some talk show, and they were like, tell us your beauty secrets. And she was like, look, good genes and lots of money. And I was like, thank you for your honesty, because that really is what it is. It's money can make you beautiful easily. But if you've got good genes on top of that, you're set, man.
Also, like, she's always been very upfront about, like, the lengths that she goes to like maintain her youthful appearance or whatever. And like I feel like I remember back in like episode 1 of Grace and Frankie, very first season, after she's upset with Robert because like they come out at dinner or whatever, and she goes back and she pulls that tape off that she uses to give herself a temporary facelift with, and she does look very different without that. So like she must use that every single day. It's crazy.
A lot of people
do. It's a lot of work. And she wears those little hair extensions to fill her hair out. It's crazy. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. But you know what? It works though. Her glam squad's on point.
Yep.
Okay, so she does look great. So they get the house back from Karina G.
Does she just like agree to sell it back to them?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of unclear, but yeah.
Yeah,
essentially.
Basically.
It's like, oh, never mind.
And then their kids are all pissed and shit.
Yeah, and they're like, well, we're back where we were before. Because remember, last season they were like, they kept forgetting stuff.
Yeah.
But you know what? I know they live in 2 different kinds of houses. Like, the gay guys live in just like a single story, whatever, suburb house. But like... They're not trying to put... Morgan's so famous.
Girl,
who's that, my dad?
Is. It was my alarm.
Oh, is it time to
quit
poop?
being friends? Yeah.
What?
Both of them. I'm gonna poop and we're gonna quit being friends.
Oh, it's just cleaning everything out all at once. What was it? Oh yeah, they're not trying to put the men in a facility. The men are just as old, if not older, and men have shorter lifespans too.
Also, I think Isn't one of the dudes still working? Like, Robert retired, but the other one still works.
Yeah, Saul. Yeah, Saul, he takes on a case this season because Daphne's mom, their former secretary, Daphne from Frasier, the actress who plays her mom, is her former with the tiny steps and whatever.
Yeah.
And she accidentally steals a chicken because she forgets. Remember? So he goes in, he argues that case.
God, I feel like that was so long ago. I had no idea that was this season.
Yeah.
Oh, was this the season where Lily Tomlin did the thing with the crosswalk?
Yes, the crosswalk episode, which I think is a pretty funny episode.
Yeah,
that's a good episode. One. But it's also like a bottle episode in a way, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I think that was a really good episode. I don't think it's indicative of the season as a whole.
Sure. Basically, the driving forces for this season were like, then the girls trying to be indendent and their kids being at odds with that, and then
fuck it, they say.
Yeah,
that's their new slogan. Yeah.
And then feels like the secondary driving factor is Jane. Wait, what's her name? Grace. Grace trying to like rekindle and further her relationship with Peter Gallagher.
Yeah,
and like that's at odds with her desire to like live out her days with Lily Tomlin. Like, so yeah, it's a hard place for her to be.
And that you're totally right. Those are the two. That's the conflict in the second half of the season. Yep. And that's where I think it really stutters.
Yeah.
Because we've already had this conflict. We literally did this conflict last season.
Yep.
And I think the season before, except it was Frankie with that beautiful black man.
It's been going on for a while. Yeah, Frankie moved to Albuquerque.
Yeah, right? That was season 2.
And then she came back. She chose Grace. Yeah, you're right. And also, like, hear me out on this. Couldn't they just all three live together?
Sure.
Why does it have to be
100%.
this big contentious thing? He's 100%. Rich as fuck. They could keep this beach house. They could get a second beach house. He could buy the whole damn beach. Like, it could be fine. It could be totally fine.
Yeah. I mean, literally, he could buy a beautiful villa in which he and Grace have a gorgeous mansion, and Frankie, 100 yards away, has the perfect, like, artist retreat that she's always
totally,
wanted.
Yeah.
Like, you're right. Like, so not only have we seen this conflict before and seen them overcome it exactly the same way they do this season, by the way, which is, well, okay, we'll get there. But also, like, it's a false narrative conflict, really, because they have so much money between the three of them, character-wise.
So much privilege.
Yeah! Like, they are hampered by nothing, except maybe their children. But if he was there, Frankie, or Grace's beau, what's his name? Peter Gallagher.
That's his real name.
That's his real name. If Peter Gallagher was there, he's like 20 years younger. So, like, problem solved.
Much younger, yeah.
So, like, that was a big problem this season. I was like, there's no real tension here, because I really don't think there's any real problem.
Yeah, and it's really annoying. Like, I don't like for them to fight over this.
Well, exactly, because they fought over this over and over. Yeah, Frankie is always going to be a flighty asshole, and Grace is always going to be an uptight asshole. They're two assholes. They're both assholes, really. I mean, I love Frankie, but, like, she's impossible sometimes.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, so at the end, they have a fight, and then they have, like, I thought it was cute that they did that, like, what if montage, you know? Where Grace has all the horrible plastic surgery.
Yes.
And she's married to, that real tan man who's been in stuff forever.
Yeah.
Who looks good for his age, it should be said, but is much too tan.
So you did like that or you didn't like it?
That's a good question.
Because I thought it was interesting.
I like that. I like anytime we do what if montage. Like, I like a what if montage.
Didn't something else just do that also? I feel like we had 2 shows do like that sort of what if thing kind of close together. I could be wrong, but I was like, I feel like I just saw this.
Nothing. Maybe it's something you saw and I didn't.
Maybe,
but
yeah.
I always think of, like, my favorite what if was, like, the Friends episode where they all didn't meet, and so they're all the people they were at the very beginning of the series. I don't even like Friends, but I loved that episode.
Yeah,
I thought
that's
it was
crazy.
Really so I like the idea. Was it really successful? No, because, again, the stakes weren't there, I thought. All that fake plastic surgery looked amazing.
Hilarious.
I thought it was super funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'd give this... Look, I was about to give it a low rating, but I want it to be said right off the bat. I don't think anyone really watches this show for the writing. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, the jokes are
good.
Yeah,
the jokes are on point.
The jokes are amazing, but like the
story arc,
form writing, the story arc, you're exactly right. The plot has never been the point. Really, the point is the humor, of which there was plenty this season. Yeah. And the star power of Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin, along with the two men.
Along with the daughters.
And the daughters, who have become bigger and bigger stars over time. Yeah. Especially,
June Diane Raphael.
Yes, thank you so much. All I could get was Busy Phillips.
She's the best. Oh, she does kind of look like Busy
Phillips. I
confused
them. Yeah. I used to before the show.
She's so great. She's like so good in the show, and she's so good at life, and I really like her. Yeah.
She's my favorite. I mean, she's actually my favorite character, even more so than Frankie. Yeah. I just think, like, do you remember my favorite quote of hers this season was, it's when they're talking to Karina G, all the kids are there, and they're like, just say fuck it. You shouldn't be somewhere you don't want to be. And she's like, that is fantastic advice. And just walks out. She just clacks out. I was like, yes, this bitch. Yes,
and she
I love her.
Such a boss babe in all of her power suits. And she's got time. She's got like zero shits to give and time for like nobody. She lives her own life. She's such a sassy little bitch with her nerdy ass boyfriend that she loves. Yes,
and her little dog and her gorgeous apartment. Yeah, I love her.
She's fabulous.
I think, honestly, I do believe this will not happen. But you know how in Transnation? No, that's not the. What's that trans show starring that guy? Transformational, transparent. Because they're parents. I know that show is continuing at least for another season without him because of the allegations, but I don't think it's going to succeed.
Yeah.
Because I think you need Mara in the show. You need her to, like, character-wise ground the family. Honestly, if they wanted to do a spin-off show about the kids in this show,
I'd watch it.
I would watch it because I like them. They're not perfect, but they're likable. All four of them.
They're very fun to watch. Their characters, they're all very different too.
Mm-hmm. I love Coyote. I think he's so cute.
Yeah, he's cute.
So I mean, he plays like a douchebag, or not. He plays like a useless character, kind of. He's not douchey, but he is useless. Mm-hmm. But I
doesn't
still like
have
him.
his shit together.
He lives in a tiny home.
But he also parks his tiny home in front of that one sister's house. The sister that he's like actually in love with, but she's like not having it. Yeah. She's also useless. I don't like her. She's like, my least favorite. She's like, without my husband and his money, I have no life skills. Yeah. And her sister's like, you can work here for free and don't touch anything. Yeah, exactly. I think that is pretty funny, though, is she's always just sitting there in the background. Because we didn't mention that there is that power struggle between Grace and June Diane Raphael. I think her name's Brianna in the show.
Brianna, yes, thank you.
Yeah, they have that struggle.
For Grace's company. Say Grace.
Yes, say Grace. That was an interesting thing. I liked that sometimes, but like... I was glad we sort of resolved that because I wasn't really into her trying to be like, well, I'm coming back to be the CEO. But then she did like do some good shit and was like, told you so. Yeah. So I guess it was good, but.
Well, it's kind of like every time Frankie gets super childish. Yes, it's her character, but I think it's not as fun as it could be to see her acting childish and selfish. Because she does it so often. And I feel kind of similarly about Grace. Mm-hmm. It's like, shouldn't you be beyond this? I mean, it's true to her character, but like, I don't know. I'm with you. I liked some of the scenes that came out of it. Like when, what's her name?
Brianna,
thank you. When Brianna comes into work at 10 and Grace has already called a meeting at 9 and is like finishing the meeting, you know? I was like, oh, that's so shady and funny and hilarious. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of funny stuff there, but like we've seen it before. It's kind of what I was saying earlier with the plot. Like we've seen it before. You were even asking before we started recording, is there going to be another season? Yeah. Because it is kind of feeling that way that shows sometimes feel when you're like, okay, you've told as much story as you have to tell.
Totally.
But like, you know what they should do? If that's the case, just have them host a talk show or have them do something with them because they are such a power duo, those two women.
They're so good together.
And I would be fine if the show continues. I will watch it, even if it's this same fucking plot every season, just because they're legends. And, like, how could you not?
I mean, they're not young women, though. Like, it's, you know, I think they should wrap the show up at some point. Like, not to be morbid, because, like, if they leave the story open and then one of them dies, like, it would be, number one, a bummer to have a follow-up season with only, like, one of them. But also, like, I bet they wouldn't even want to move forward with that. Like, they should be conscious of, like, closing that chapter. I wouldn't want to leave it unfinished.
Well, I will say, I think that's a good point. I do think, let's say Jane Fonda dies, because she's the one who would be hard for me, but overcomeable. If Lily Tomlin dies, I'm like, it's like when Whitney Houston died. Like, I need to take a week off work. I'm very upset.
Yeah.
But if Jane Fonda was to die, say, between seasons, which I'm not hoping for, it would actually be really touching, because they could make the last season, because the next season would be the last, just to, like, tie up the story, and almost be like a memorial to whichever actress died. I don't know. I think for actresses, an actor, someone whose whole life is this, it might be kind of beautiful to have it memorialized. And death is a big part of their show. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is a funny show, but they're all elderly.
Yeah, so they get real with shit.
They do. Like, their good friend died a couple seasons back, and I forget her name, but she's an actress we know. The, like, woozy one. And she comes back as a ghost, I think, this season.
I think so,
Is that this season? It's crazy. Ridiculous.
Drugs.
But by the way, eat shit, Kristen Bell. It's my favorite quote from the season, I think.
That's great.
Oh, actually, you know what? No, I'm sorry, I wrote it down. My favorite quote is a Grace quote. She's real sassy. And she's talking to Robert and Saul. They're saying something about health or something. Like, you have to take your pills or something. And she's saying to Robert first, her ex-husband, your heart is basically a cheeseburger. And then she turns to Saul and she's like, and your whole thing is off. Which I love so. First of all, is the look on his face, Sam Waterston. I've grown to really love him in this role. I wasn't sold. If you think back to season 1, I was like,
so I know he's done, like, other TV stuff, but he was, like, a new person for me. Like, I was completely ambivalent about him as a person. So I, like, always bought him as Saul. But, like, I think those two guys are hilarious together because, like, they're just so different. And Grace has the best shade to throw. So that's a wonderful thing for her to do.
I think RuPaul gave her a run for her money this season, but it's the only season there's been any win for anyone.
Werther's candy.
Your whole thing is off. I'm going to use that. That's going to show up in my life. Do you know what Lily Tomlin's real name is?
Oh my god, she has a different name?
It's not. Tomlin's her real last name.
But Lily's not?
Lily's not real. Her real name is Mary Jean Tomlin.
Oh.
Which I think, when I look at her, I'm like, oh, you actually look like a Mary Jean to me. Because she's from, like, a small little town. I was doing some research on her. I want you to tell me if you think this is true or false. Okay?
Okay.
Lily Tomlin skipped there was an earthquake. I was saying everything correctly, but suddenly everything started to shake. But it seems to have passed, so now we can continue.
Oh, yeah, I think we can go on.
Lily Tomlin skipped altogether 1 out of 3 years of high school, and then graduated with most likely to succeed and most popular.
Oh, okay.
True or false? That is true.
This little bitch!
Yes.
Making her way downtown.
Yes, queen. Most popular and most likely to succeed. But not funniest, strangely. I know.
You know what, though? I didn't win funniest either, and that was an obvious oversight.
I agree, because I look at you and just burst out laughing.
Hilarious.
You don't even have to be doing anything.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm not even mad.
Hey, I shouldn't be. It's a compliment.
I only live for jokes.
You make me laugh at you.
At our happy hour yesterday, we were talking about, with, like, our coworkers, like, whatever, shit we're good at work or whatever. And somebody was like, don't try to be good at everything. Just pick, like, the 2 fucking things you're good at and just make those your things and do them better than other people. Which, yeah, that's good advice. But then I was like, what I'm good at is literally making jokes. And there was, like, 0 job that's like, come to me, businesswoman. We are accepting applications of those who have high wit. Are you a witty woman? Would you like a job? It doesn't exist.
And if it did, it would be a neckbeard who's offering you that.
Girl, and then don't respond.
Looking for a witty lady to giggle over crumpets or whatever.
It is me. I love crumpets.
Yeah. Do you?
Yeah.
You would.
I like butter, and
You're
it's like a vessel for butter.
What's a female neckbeard? Is there equivalent?
I don't know.
Neckbeard? I don't think there is. Anyway,
Chin
doesn't
hair?
matter. No, but I mean the so witty.
God, she's
witty
witty.
dame. What the fuck were we talking about?
Girl.
Witty. Oh, things we're good at.
Oh, she won those things.
I would say, if I could just be good at a few things at work, stapling and whiting out.
You would be good at those things.
I'm good at bringing things together and covering things up.
Oh, great. And honestly, two excellent qualities. Here the government's hiring.
Ooh.
Julian Assange has an opening on his team.
Oh, he sounds like he'd be a good boss.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He treated that Ecuadorian embassy really well, or whatever, so I hear.
I heard he's mean to his cat, too.
I heard that he didn't flush the toilet sometimes when he went boom boom.
Wow.
He left his dirt in the toilet.
He's a terrible person. I'm glad he's dead. I'm just kidding. He's
not dead. Oh my God, so embarrassing. Okay, I've got another one for you, Morgan. These are all about Lily Tomlin. No shade to Jane Fonda, but I'm obsessed.
We like Lily Tomlin.
Yeah, Lily Tomlin's just the shit, man. Lily Tomlin was originally cast in Steel Magnolias, but was replaced by Shirley MacLaine. True.
They have the
untrue?
same sort of elderly lady vibe.
So it could be true.
I'm gonna go with false.
It's true.
It's true.
It's definitely true. Yeah. And I don't know the story.
It's a good
I couldn't really find it, but I can't. Who is Shirley MacLaine? Well, I'm gonna look her up.
She's that sassy old lady.
Which one?
She's very southern.
I think I know. I can see her in my head. Who does she play in Steel Magnolia? Is she the Steel or the Magnolia?
Great question. I don't know how to answer that. She's like the old lady with like brown curly hair that's like older.
She's just one of the gaggle of women.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, all I know is that Lily Tomlin missed out on a paycheck.
Yeah.
So they took her out. Lily Tomlin has 3 kids. True or false?
True.
False. She has no
Damn
kids.
it.
She's a lesbian.
Wait, what? Lesbians can have children, Mick.
That's true.
Welcome to
That's
America.
true.
They can pay money and do that.
You know, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry I assumed that lesbians
I actually
can't have
had
children.
no idea Lily Tomlin was lesbian.
You know what's funny? I kind of assumed, or not assumed, but, you know, you have thoughts, assumptions about people. I didn't know either until I started doing this research.
That's crazy.
She was offered in the 1970s. They were like, because it was known that she was a lesbian, but she wasn't like open. And they were like, come out on the cover of Time. Yeah, in the 70s.
Shit.
And she said no.
Obviously.
Yeah, which, you know, and then she was actually, I saw her talking about this on the Ellen show. Ellen obviously was the first one, really.
First one what?
First lesbian to come out and be proud.
She's the very first lesbian ever.
To come out. First lesbian celebrity. I mean, you can
no,
split
she
hairs,
totally was.
but I
She
mean, you know,
totally
she was the big one.
Yeah.
And Lily Tomlin was like, you know what? After I saw what you went through, I feel like I made the right choice.
Girl.
And I agree with her in the 70s.
Yeah, it would have been rough. She might have lost out on like most of the opportunities that like made her career.
I agree with you. But on the other hand, she would also be forever a queer hero, which no tea, no shade, she isn't as much these days.
Girl, we didn't even know.
Yeah, she's so discreet about it, you know. But yeah, she's got a long-term partner and all kinds of stuff. Okay, true or false? Jane Fonda starred as Barbarella in Barbarella.
True.
That's true. Did you cheat and look at my notes?
No, I just seen Barbarella.
Yeah, that's the cheat. Oh, you just watched it, you mean? Barbarella?
No, yeah, I mean, I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't just
really
watch
good.
it.
I love Barbarella.
It's an old-ass movie.
It is old.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, what? Almost as old as you are, I think. Half your
Yes,
age,
29 and a half.
Okay.
Forever? For the rest of my life?
I don't think
Just
so.
kidding. I don't mind to be old.
Good, because it's coming. True or false? Jane Fonda is 3 years older than Lily Tomlin.
False.
It's true. I mean, you're right. No, I mean, yeah, it is false.
Yeah.
She is only a year and 8 months older.
Yeah.
But she is older, though.
She is.
So it's like me and you. It's like how I'm much younger than you.
Yeah, I was just looking. Lily Tomlin's like 79 and Jane Fonda's 81.
81.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I know. Don't
Crazy.
they look amazing
Yes, it's
for their
bananas.
ages? And they're so, I know this is kind of maybe a stereotypical thing to say about an older person, but like they're so sharp. A lot of people do look, I'm 31 and I forget everything. So like when I get their age, I'm literally going to be a stump of a man.
Yeah.
You know?
They memorizing lines.
Girl.
They're spry as hell.
Mm-hmm. Okay, last one. Ooh. The telephone operator Lily Tomlin played on Laugh-In, and I think the 60s and 70s, was named Ernestine.
Okay, I'm not
True or
familiar
false?
with that, but I'm going to say true.
It's false. No, it is true. I'm sorry.
Ernestine is a cute name.
It is cute. And she won a Emmy or...
One of those things.
Oh, no, she was nommed. That was her first nomination.
Her first nom.
Yes.
A sweet baby.
But she also won a Tony for her one-woman show in Search for Intelligent Life in the Universe.
I did not know. That's awesome.
Lily Tomlin's interesting because, she's done stand-up, but really she's a performance artist.
Yes.
That's, really what she is, which is why I love her. She's so fucking artsy.
She is, yeah.
She's a fucking art major.
Man, she wears really heavy jewelry at Grace and Frankie. I'm always like, her necklaces look like they weigh 20 pounds. It's cool. She's just walking around working out.
I mean, some people wear statement necklaces, but she wears Constitution of a New Country necklaces. It's beyond a statement,
up.
girl.
Yes.
Yeah, it's set in stone. That hair is a wig.
I didn't know, but that makes sense, and I bet it's also heavy.
I bet that's why I was thinking about it. Yeah, she's like a drag queen. She's weighed the fuck down. I was sad though because that hair looks so good on her. I kind of hoped it was hers.
Does she just have short hair?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same color, but shoulder length.
Yeah,
and a little bit more curly. Yeah. Well, Queen, I think that's about all I have. I don't know.
Lily Gab.
What would you rate this season?
So, to be honest, it felt like it's not super memorable, and it didn't feel like the strongest season for me. So, I think I'd give it a solid, 70%. You should definitely watch it if you like Grace and Frankie, because Grace and Frankie is hilarious and great.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, the best season. I really like that season where they started the dildo company. Felt like that was a really empowering season.
Yeah, it was 2 or 3?
I think it was 2.
Yeah, I think it was season 2. You're right.
Yeah, I felt like they really got in their groove in that season.
I'm with you. I thought seasons 2 and 3 were the best.
Yeah.
Season 1 was, I thought, a bit shaky. Mostly because of the men, though, as I've talked about before in other episodes. I'm with you on that. I mean, look, if you like the show and you like these actresses, you're probably going to watch it regardless.
Right.
You know
and it's,
what I mean?
not that big of a commitment either.
No, it's real chill and, easy to binge or just, watch here and there. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to dip even a little low. I'm going to give it, a 68%.
Okay.
Just because, I mean, look, like I said, based on the actresses, it's 100 because they're just 100 by existing. Okay.
And almost by age.
And together they're 160.
Woo! Girl.
But the show as a whole, for example, if someone had never watched it, I would not start them with this season.
No.
But maybe they wouldn't mind if they hadn't seen the same stuff happen 4 seasons before. I don't know. Yeah, I give it a D.
Yeah, it's a D. D+.
That being said, I'm going to watch the next season too.
Oh, girl, I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to be funny.
Possible. It's like how I love and hate you all in one breath.
What?
Oh, I don't know. I thought I heard there's a buzzing in my ears. I have tinnitus, so. Beep.
And now you do too, listeners. All right, well, we'll definitely be checking out the next season of Grace and Frankie, and we think you guys should too. And if you want to tell us what you think about Grace and Frankie, you can find us basically anywhere on the internet or outside your bedroom window. Yeah.
Well, that's where I stay. Morgan has a home and a job and stuff. But I like to creep around bedroom windows. You know?
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, and I'm not ashamed.
No.
I do hide my face and run away if someone calls out that I'm there, but otherwise I am not ashamed.
Yeah, I'm not ashamed of you either, despite what people may have told you.
Yeah, people have been telling me that you said you're really ashamed of me.
Weird.
So, if people want to hear more of our, witty woman repertoire, they can go to our WordPress blog.
Oh, hell yeah.
bnbcast.wordpress.com. Or you just search Beauty and the Bitch WordPress if you want. And we have a what's it called? A stream, a live, a funnel.
Podcast stream or whatever.
What's it called? Where it's all on the side. You normally say the word.
RSS feed?
Yes, there's an RSS feed there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Morgan.
Yeah, so you can just stream the apps from our webpage if you're having trouble with any of your podcast apps, but we're also available wherever you get your podcasts. Yeah, and if you're in there, rate and review us. That's what we like to hear. 5 stars.
Please, don't come at me with no 3 stars.
Yeah, we would prefer only if you rate us with a 5-star.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A 4-star I could see if you've got good, kind, constructive feedback. But frankly, I've met a lot of people in this world. There aren't too many people I'd take a 4-star rating from. Or if you send us a dick pic or a vagina shot. Dick pic will be enjoyed by both. Vagina shot will be promptly deleted. But I
Yeah,
don't want you to
nobody
be
wants
embarrassed
that.
about your body. Because I love a vagina. From afar.
Yes, from afar. But you can also catch us on our social media channels if you need a place to send those dick pics. So we are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at B&Bcast, or just search out Beauty and the Bitch.
Okay.
Okay. We love you.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Tinnitus. Oh, perfect. Woo! Hee-haw.
Do you have a home? Beauty in the Bitch.
You look. Beauty in the Bitch. Beauty in the Bitch.